to financial commitment. Supply of eggs and chicken recovers. Well, hello, good evening, and Salam Malaysia Madani. Thanks for joining us. I'm Muhammad Amin Carlos, and you're watching Malaysia Tonight. Well, the Federal Land Development Authority, FELDA, today clarified that the Assignment for Financial Service Reserve Account, or FSRA, agreement is meant, among others, to enable the agency to restructure its financial commitment in relation to the interest rate charge and writing off 80% of the settlers' bad debt, amounting to 8.3 billion ringgit. Now, as a measure to assist and ensure FELDA's survival, the government approved an annual allocation of up to 990 million ringgit for FELDA for 10 years starting this year for the redemption of FELDA Sukuk and to enable the agency to write off 80% of its settlers' debt. Overall, the entire initiative will involve financial assistance to FELDA amounting to 9.9 billion ringgit over a 10-year period. Now, according to FELDA, the Premier's statement had been misinterpreted to the extent of causing confusion among the public as it appeared to contradict the previous government's promise to write off the settlers' debts amounting to 8.3 billion ringgit. Well, FELDA said that the commitment to write off the settlers' debts was implemented by the agency without any grant from the federal government in 2021 and 2022, hence giving a huge impact on FELDA's cash flow and performance. Well, the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission, or MACC, has recorded the statements of 12 individuals as part of investigations into a power abuse and corruption case involving more than 13 million ringgit in a rare earth elements, or REE, mining project in Kedah. MACC Chief Commissioner Tan Sri Azambaki said all the individuals summoned so far are from the Kedah Menteri Besar Incorporated, or MBI, and private companies said to be involved in the REE mining. Well, he added that his team is also tracking down some witnesses from China who are said to have invested in the mining project.
Buat masa ini kita masih lagi memanggil saksi-saksi untuk siasat perkara ini lah. Dan akan ada lagi di mana kita akan mendapatkan dokumen-dokumen yang penting daripada MB Incorporated dan juga pada Kerajaan Negeri Kedah.
Well, speaking as a guest at RTM Terengganu FM in Kuala Terengganu, Tan Sri Azam also dismissed allegations that MACC was pressured by certain parties to speed up the investigation of the case due to the state elections next month. The Health Ministry, or MOH, will recommend to the Election Commission, the EC, to adopt existing COVID-19 prevention standard operating procedures, or SOP, in the state elections and the Kuala Terengganu parliamentary by-election. Its Minister, Dr. Zaliha Mustafa, said that the MOH will also hold discussions with relevant agencies and departments, including the EC, if the SOP for preventing spread of COVID-19 need to be improved or revised based on the current COVID-19 situation. She said among the existing SOPs for the prevention of COVID-19 as applied in the 15th general election last November is that individuals who are positive are allowed to vote subject to certain SOP.
Kita akan juga membincangkan jika ada ataupun jika perlu kita melakukan measures yang lebih yang berbeza daripada SOP biasa, dan kita akan berbincang juga dengan khususnya SPR, MKN dan juga agensi-agensi yang terlibat kalau perlulah kepada prosedur-prosedur yang lain.
The EC has fixed for state elections in Kedah, Kelantan, Terengganu, Pulau Pinang, Selangor and Negeri Sembilan, as well as the Kuala Terengganu parliamentary seat by-election to be held simultaneously, with 12 August set as polling day and 29th July as nomination day. Well, the majority of higher education institution, or IPT, students have the opportunity to fulfill their responsibilities as voters in the state elections on 12 August, as most universities would have finished holding their examinations by then. Now, Higher Education Minister Datuk Seri Muhammad Khalid Noordin said this was because most of the students would already be back in their respective hometowns after completing their exams. Well, Datuk Seri Muhammad Khalid, who is also UMNO Vice President, said only 2 universities were reported to be facing constraints during that that period. But it would not affect the students, as no classes or tests would be conducted on polling day, which is on Saturday. Well, previously, the media reported that University Utara Malaysia, UUM, and University Malaysia Pahang, UMP, were among the universities that were affected by the election date being set on 12 August by the EC for the state elections. Now, the presidents of the Student Representatives Councils, or MPP, of both universities were reported as saying that UUM will begin examinations from the end of this month until the middle of August, while UMP will hold new enrollment for the university's diploma-level studies during the elections. Well, internet service provider Starlink will make its services available at schools and higher education institutions or IPT first. Now, Communications and Digital Minister Fahmi Fadil said this is in line with the recent announcement made by Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim. Well, commenting further on the matter, the minister said he has presented the network facility and service provider license to Starlink, allowing them to provide satellite internet services in Malaysia, especially in remote areas. On 15 July, Datuk Seri Anwar said the government plans to install 40 satellite internet devices from Starlink at higher education institutions around the country to help students who were unable to study due to unreliable internet connectivity. Well, he said the decision was made during his virtual meeting with SpaceX Chief Executive Officer Elon Musk recently. Well, apart from that, Fahmi said the government is also ready to cooperate with satellite internet service providers, including Starlink, to achieve 100% internet coverage in populated areas. Well, currently, 97% of populated areas in Malaysia have internet access, while the remaining 3% face challenges due to geographical issues. Well, coming up in our foreign segment, at least 10 dead and several trapped in landslide after heavy rain in India. Well, the Kremlin today claimed that Poland's decision to bolster its forces along its border with Belarus in response to the presence of Russian Wagner mercenary fighters was, quote, unquote, a cause for concern. Now, Poland, a member of the Western NATO military alliance, began moving over 1,000 troops along with military hardware to the east this month. Now, Warsaw had previously announced it was also sending 500 police to shore up security on the border to cope with rising numbers of migrants crossings, as well as the prospect of a Wagner presence. The Belarusian Defense Ministry said Wagner mercenaries had started to train Belarusian special forces at a military range just a few miles from the border with Poland. And asked about Poland's move, Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said, quote, it is a cause for concern and the aggressiveness of Poland is a reality. Well, Peskov said such a hostile attitude towards Belarus and the Russian Federation requires heightened attention from their side. Well, rescue workers in India battled difficult terrain and bad weather today as they search for survivors of a landslide that killed at least 10 people in a mountain village after incessant rain soaked the slopes. Well, officials said the land gave way in the middle of the night in the remote hamlet of Ishrawaldi, located in Raigad district in the western state of Maharashtra. Initial reports said about 100 people were feared trapped under the debris as relatives waited for news at the base of the mountain. Multiple landslides also occurred in the state of Jammu and Kashmir, according to Rakesh Minhas, the district collector of Kathua, where a bridge was damaged, caused severe disruptions to traffic. The India Meteorological Department said flash floods, landslides and accidents caused by heavy rain have killed more than 100 people in India since the onset of the monsoon season on the 1st of June, mostly in the north, which has seen 41% more rain than normal. Coming up in sports, decimal fourth dive proves costly for Nur Dabita. Well, a decimal dive in her fourth attempt costs national elite diver Nur Dabita Sabri a place in the final of the women's 3-meter springboard individual event at the 2023 World Aquatics Championships in Fukuoka, Japan today. Now, the poor dive also cost her a top 12 finish in the semi-finals held at the Fukuoka Prefectural Pool. As such, Nur Dabita, who finished fourth in the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, missed out on securing an early ticket to the 2024 Paris Olympics. Only the 12 best divers in the semi-finals qualify for the final in the Paris Olympics. Nur Dabita performed well to finish in the top 5 in the morning qualification rounds, but failed to keep up the momentum going in the semi-finals, accumulating a disappointing 285.45 points to finish 15th out of 18 divers. In the semi-finals, the 24-year-old was among the top 6 after the first 3 dives, but a dismal 4th dive saw her plummet to 16th position before she bounced back with a good 5th and final dive to end up in 15th spot. Nur Dabita, who scored 67.5, 60.45 and 58.5 points in the first 3 dives, could only manage a poor 36 points in a 4th dive. She made up for it by scoring 63 points in a final dive. Another diver, Ng Yan Yi, fared even worse when she crashed out in the qualifying rounds of the same event after finishing in 36th spot. Well, a total of 750 police officers and men will be on duty to monitor and control security during the FA Cup final match between Johor Darul Takzim, or JDT, and Kuala Lumpur City, or KL City FC, at Sultan Ibrahim Stadium, Iskandar Putri, this Saturday. Now, Johor Police Chief Dato' Kamarul Zaman Mamat said security monitoring with the cooperation of the stadium marshals included ensuring smooth traffic on the day. He also advised the public to listen to instructions as well as maintain discipline and harmony.
Dan pihak polis bersama-sama dengan pihak pemantau untuk masuklah marshal atau ada marshal kan? Marshal dari pihak stadium akan bekerjasama untuk memastikan semua perlawanan tersebut berjalan dengan lancar, dan kita nasihatkan jangan bawa perkara-perkara atau barang-barang yang dilarang untuk masuk ke dalam stadium.
The final of the 33rd edition of the FA Cup will take place at defending champion JDT Stadium, the Sultan Ibrahim Stadium, at 9 p.m. Liverpool captain Jordan Henderson was left out of the matchday squad against German outfit Karlsruhe SC as his move to Saudi Pro League side Al Ettifaq appears to edge closer. Now, the England midfielder has been tempted to join Steven Gerrard after reportedly being offered a deal worth up to £700,000 a week. Liverpool are set to receive a fee of £12 million. Gerrard was appointed manager of Al Ettifaq earlier this month. Henderson joined Liverpool from Sunderland in 2011 and succeeded Gerrard as skipper at Anfield in 2015. Henderson, 33, led the Reds to their first Premier League title for 30 years in 2020, a year after lifting the Champions League. Liverpool are also set to lose Fabinho to the influx of investment by Saudi clubs, with the Brazilian on the brink of a £40 million move to Al Ittihad. Klopp has also seen midfielders Naby Keita, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain and James Milner depart on free transfers since the end of last season. But Liverpool have reinforced that area of the field with the signings of Alexis McAllister and Dominic Szoboszlai.
Esports and gaming, then be sure to stay tuned to RTM because something new is coming.
Coming up in our business segment, Malaysia ranks first in Southeast Asia WEF Energy Transition Index. The supply of eggs and chicken has recovered after safely going above the critical supply level. Agriculture and Food Security Minister Dato' Seri Muhammad Sabu said the positive development was due to efforts of his ministry in ensuring the supply of eggs and chicken is sufficient in the market to accommodate the needs of consumers.
Mula pulih, bahkan ada tempat harga ayam tu telah mula turun. Dan ini usaha gigi kita masuk, kita selalu berdialog dengan Persatuan Penternak dan kita harap tak ada peperangan baru dan sebagainya yang boleh menjejaskan import green corn dan juga soya.
Commenting on the supply of rice in the market, Datuk Seri Muhammad Sabu said the country's rice supply is sufficient, even if the amount is slightly reduced. Speaking to reporters after opening the office building of the Klang Area Farmers Association today, he also reminded manufacturers not to keep supplies at their respective premises, as the available stock must be released so that it is available in the market. Well, the increase in prices of controlled subsidized goods will not occur, including the prices of non-controlled goods. Now, that is the assurance given by the Minister of Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs, Datuk Seri Salahuddin Ayu.
Kita ingin sekali lagi memberikan keyakinan kepada rakyat bahawa 11 barang bersubsidi yang dikawal oleh kerajaan, hari ini kita berada di Maidin. Beberapa hari lepas saya telah pergi ke beberapa buah pasar raya untuk kita buktikan. Sehingga dalam satu troli itu yang mengandungi beberapa bahan asas makanan lebih kurang 20 hingga 25, average hanyalah pada harga 200 lebih saja. Dan sekali lagi tadi kita menyaksikan barang-barang asas itu tidak naik. Ini yang rakyat jangan bimbang.
He said this during a press conference in conjunction with the launching ceremony of the Payung Rahmah initiative in conjunction with the Kasih Sayang Ibu dan Si Manja campaign in Subang Jaya. With Malaysia having numerous manufacturing and processing facilities and research centres, and Vietnam possessing a young and highly skilled workforce with good professional expertise, the combination of these factors can create myriad development and investment opportunities. Associate Professor Dr. Awang Azman bin Awang Pawi from University Malaya made the assessment at the outset of Prime Minister Dr. Sri Anwar Ibrahim's official visit to Vietnam. Dr. Awang expressed his confidence that intentions for cooperation, investment and development of the Malaysian and Vietnamese premiers will contribute to the country's growth across various fields. He also underscored that given ASEAN's integration, Malaysia and Vietnam can focus on enhancing their import-export capabilities across multiple sectors. So according to the Associate Professor, the growth of their bilateral investment and trade will reduce the dependency of both nations on international markets outside ASEAN. He noted that at the present time, the bilateral cultural interactions and exchanges between Malaysians and Vietnamese are on the rise, resulting in workforce development, cultural diversity, better employment and investment chances, and new cooperation prospects. Well, the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region, or HKSAR, delegation led by its Chief Executive, John Lee, will be visiting Kuala Lumpur from the 27th to the 29th of July. The delegation, organized by the Hong Kong Trade Development Council, or HKTDC, would include HKSAR government principal officials as well as over 30 business leaders representing economic development, financial services, innovation, logistics, transport and more. Now, HKTDC, through a statement released today, said the mission aims to explore collaboration and partnerships between Hong Kong and Malaysia across an array of sectors. Now, as a Special Administrative Region, or SAR of China, Hong Kong plays a pivotal role as an international hub for financial trade, investment and cultural exchange. With ASEAN, Hong Kong is the second largest trading partner and export-import market. Malaysia, meanwhile, ranks as Hong Kong's second largest import market in the region, leveraging its strategic location, world-class financial services, extensive network and unique platform to facilitate opportunities under the Belt and Road Initiative. Hong Kong could create a powerful synergy or powerful synergies in business and beyond. Now, this would bring immense benefits to businesses, investors and people across the region. Well, Malaysia has been recognized as the best country in Southeast Asia in the Energy Transition Index by the World Economic Forum, or WEF, recently. Now, the index takes into account the system performance and the country's readiness to switch to more environmentally friendly energy sources. Well, according to Economy Minister Rafizi Ramli, this achievement shows that Malaysia is on the right track to manage a fast, safe and affordable energy transition. Elaborating further, the minister said the country also has various strategic advances and advantages such as a strategic location, diverse renewable energy sources or RES, and a high level of skills to become a regional leader in the field of energy transition. Well, according to him, Malaysia is expected to be able to seize the opportunity to attract global investments in the clean technology sector, which has reached 5 trillion ringgit in 2022. Well, this value is expected to continue to increase in the coming years. Meanwhile, on the 27th of July 2023, the Economy Ministry will launch the National Energy Transition Roadmap, or also known as NETR Phase 1, during the Invest Malaysia KL 2023 Special Series program organized by Bursa Malaysia in collaboration with CLSA and Maybank in Kuala Lumpur. The launch of NETR Phase 1 is the starting point in efforts to mainstream the energy transition of the national development narrative. Malaysia's trade surplus widened by 11.3% year-on-year, or YOY, to 25.81 billion ringgit in June 2023, marking the 38th consecutive month of trade surplus since May 2020. Now, the Ministry of Investment, Trade and Industry, or MITI, through a statement released today, said the trade surplus for June 2023 was also the highest monthly value ever recorded for the month of June. However, it also said that in tandem with slower global demand and lower commodity prices, total trade contracted by 16.3% to 222.14 billion ringgit in June 2023, while exports slipped by 14.1% to 123.98 billion ringgit, and imports decreased by 18.9% to 98.16 billion ringgit. MITI added that the performance was similar to other regional markets, notably China, Singapore, Indonesia, Taiwan and South Korea, which recorded negative trade growth for June 2023. In a separate statement, the Department of Statistics Malaysia, or DOSM, Chief Statistician Dr. Sri Muhammad Uzair Mahidin said the decline in exports was mainly dragged by palm oil and palm oil-based agricultural products, which contracted by 5.3 billion ringgit. Well, Tesla has officially launched the all-new electric SUV Model Y in Malaysia today, priced from 199,000 ringgit to 288,000 ringgit. Now, Model Y is the newest and most affordable electric SUV offered by Tesla and has been designed and built as Tesla's first mass-market SUV, marking a significant milestone in the company's mission to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. Delivery for Malaysian customers will begin in early 2024. The Tesla Regional Director Isabel Fan said that the company has begun with low-volume production to prove the security and viability of electric cars compared to traditional internal combustion engine vehicles. Now, she said at the official launch of the new model that the revenue generated allowed Tesla to produce more affordable vehicles and eventually expand into the mass market high-volume production. Meanwhile, Tesla reported a jump in second quarter profits yesterday as a series of price cuts translated into sharply higher car sales. Elon Musk's electric vehicle company reported profits of $2.7 billion, up 20% on the year-ago level. While profit margins fell from the prior quarter following price cuts, the results still topped analysts' estimates. Revenues surged 47% to $24.9 billion, a record for the company. Musk has undertaken multiple price cuts throughout 2023 on vehicles, telling investors in April that the company has taken the view that pushing for higher volumes and a larger fleet is the right choice here versus a lower volume and higher margin. The move comes as more EVs from legacy car makers like General Motors and Ford are hitting dealerships. Well, subscriptions to the media streaming service Netflix have climbed by nearly 6 million in the wake of its crackdown on password sharing. Well, according to an earnings release, the streaming giant finished the recently ended quarter with a total of 238 million subscribers and a profit of $1.5 billion. Now, revenue came in lower than expectations, with Netflix posting $8.2 billion in sales over the April to June period, pushing the company's shares down more than 8% in after-hours trading on Wall Street. Netflix in May expanded its crackdown on users sharing passwords with people beyond their immediate family as it seeks to shore up revenue after a rough patch last year. Now, in its earnings statement, the company said that the policy would expand to all its markets worldwide. Netflix also eliminated its lowest price ad-free plan that costs $10 a month in the US. It is expected to generate $770 million in advertising revenue in the US this year and more than $1 billion by 2024. Now, the earnings report came as a potentially crippling writers and actors strike hits the US entertainment industry, but with analysts saying Netflix is better positioned than its rivals to weather the storm.
Esports and gaming, then be sure to stay tuned to RTM because something new is coming.
Well, that concludes this edition of Malaysia Tonight. In our top story, FSRA agreement enables Felda to restructure financial commitment. Till then, I'm Muhammad Amin Carlos. Malaysia Madani, Tekat Perpaduan, Penuhi Harapan. Thanks for watching.